So many addictions in this day and age, and at the beginning of the half hour I mentioned a new one. The biggest study ever of internet users finds that perhaps 11 million of us are addicted to the internet. And that may be a conservative estimate. Joining us this morning from Boston is David Greenfield. He is president of the Connecticut Psychological Association, and he led the study jointly conducted with ABC News and our website, abcnews.com. And David, I appreciate you joining us. This is a new phenomenon. Can you define it for me? What is addiction to the internet?
Yeah, I mean, it's using the internet in a way that that interferes with your life. It's not so much how much time you spend online, it's what you do, or how it affects your life as a result. So if you're spending hours and hours online and you're ignoring your family, you're ignoring your work, or you're becoming unhealthy or doing illegal acts, that's what I mean by addiction.
Is it necessarily harmful? I know that you came to this conclusion by people who filled out a questionnaire, and I'm asking if it's harmful because I suspect with that same questionnaire you'd find that a lot of people are addicted to television.
Right, and that's one of the common criticisms. I mean, we surveyed, we got about 18,000 responses in less than 2 weeks, and it's true that people can become addicted to many things, and the word addiction really may not even be the most appropriate. The issue is that there's something very powerful about the interactive communication that people experience online, and they end up getting involved in situations in their life that can be harmful to them.
I'm wondering if you found those who are addicted use the internet for many purposes or for one. I mean, were they particularly hung up on pornographic lines or stock trading or shopping obsessions or?
Well, we think that they're probably, this is a preliminary study where, the internet is so new and changing so drastically. We don't really know, but my suspicion is that there are probably several subtypes of people who abuse the internet. There are probably those who like the gambling aspect, and those might be the stock traders who are going on to the offshore casinos. Then there are the shoppers who are getting into these auction sites. And then there's a whole group that are into the relationship issues like the email and chat room. And then, of course, there are the sex sites and the porno sites. And then there's the information junkies. There are people that just get on there and they surf for hours and hours. I call them electronic vagabonds in my book. These are people who just surf forever, and every time they click onto a new link or a new banner, it's like pulling the handle on a slot machine. It's like a new adventure, and that's a very powerful emotion for people.
How much time a day in front of the computer screen might you begin to think about the fact that you're addicted?
I'm going to beg the question because it's really not the number of hours. Obviously, if you're spending 6 or 8 or 10 hours a day in front of the screen and you have other things to do, you might want to look at it. But it's really not the time. You want to look at whether it's interfering with the major aspects of your life. I mean, certainly if people are saying to you, hey, what gives? Or your husband and wife are complaining that you come home from work, eat dinner, and go down and spend 6 hours in front of the computer, or you're late from work, or you're getting in trouble at work because you're online, because our studies showed that 30% of the time that people spend online seems to be at work. So there may be productivity issues at work as well going on. Or you're ignoring your children. There was a famous case of somebody who was losing custody of their children because they were ignoring their kids. Yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick final question. You are a therapist. Are therapists beginning to treat people for this?
We're starting to see many people come in dealing with these issues, particularly around marriages and relationships. People who are having cyber sex or cyber affairs. 31% of people who tend to be addicted are actually meeting the people they meet online and having sex in real life.
All right, David Greenfield, thanks very much for joining us. Very, very interesting. We'll be right back.
New Olay Daily Renewal Body Wash.
An e-marketer